You're welcome to our class for today. We will be looking at literature for Jamb students. We'll be looking at past questions that will definitely help you prepare as you take your exam, literature in English. The first question here. This question is based on William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. The question says, the plot of the play is A. Simple, B. Chronological, C. Complicated, D. Convoluted. Now, Romeo and Juliet follows a consistent, orderly, chronological structure. So the right answer is B. Question 2. Okay, deadly sin refers to the... Now let's look at this excerpt. O deadly sin, O rude unthankfulness, thou fault our law caused death, but the king prince taking thy part hath rushed aside the law and turned that black word. Now this is from Romeo and Juliet. O deadly sin here, what does it refer to? Is it suicide of Juliet, commit murder, murder of Tybalt, suicide of Romeo? Now the answer is C, the murder of Tybalt. Question 3. Still on Romeo and Juliet, the news of Juliet's death is broken to Romeo in Mantua by who? The right answer is Balthasar, which is D. Question 4. This question is based on William Shakespeare's The Tempest. Prospero is portrayed as a man who is it full of mistrust for everybody, more interested in studying than in governance, dependent on the spirits for his survival, eager to conquer the world. Now, Prospero is more interested in his studies than governance. Yeah, so the right answer is B. And this is why he delegates his younger brother Antonio to govern Milan on his behalf. Alright, question 5. This question is based on William Shakespeare's Hamlet. In the play, the two revenge plots revolve around, is it Ophelia against Hamlet, Lyte against Hamlet? Now, the answer is B. The plots revolve around Hamlet against Claudius and Lytes against Hamlet. That's the right answer. Okay, now to question 6. Question 6 says, this question is based on The Tempest by William Shakespeare. Before the shipwreck that occurs at the beginning of the play, Prospero and his daughter have lived in the island for 18 months, 12 years, 14 days, or 2 decades. Now, Prospero and his daughter lived on the island for 12 to 15 years. So the answer is B, 12 years. Question 7. This question is based on Chimamanda Adichie's Purple Hibiscus. In the novel, one of the changes introduced into St. Agnes Church by Father Benedict is that we have this option. A. The Kyrie must be rendered only in Latin. They must be fasting every month. The Credo must be recited in Igbo. Everyone must take Holy Communion. Now the right answer is C. The Credo must be recited in Igbo. Still on Purple Hibiscus, Eugene Achike in the novel is portrayed as what? Now, in the novel, he is a fanatical Catholic adherent. This is shown in the beginning of the novel when he expresses anger toward Jaja, his son, for failing to take the Holy Communion. So the right answer is a fanatical Catholic adherent. Question 9. Still on Purple Hibiscus. In the Achike family, the character who is central to the theme is who? Now, the right answer is it Mama, A, B, Jaja, Kambili, or Sisi? The right answer is C, Kambili. Question 10. This question is based on William Shakespeare's Othello. How is human evil represented in the play? A. Is it as a religious matter, as a personal feeling, as a social byproduct, as a force of nature? Human evil is represented as a force of nature of life in the play. So, the right answer will be D, as a force of nature. Question 11. The declaration below is made by, let's look at the declaration. I do persevere a divided duty. To you I am born for life and education. My life and education both do learn me how to respect you. You are the lord of my duty. I am hitherto your daughter, but here is my husband, due to be more my lord, at once in 3. Now, human, this question, I think the right answer is Desdemona, which is D. Yeah. Question 12. This question is based on Buchi Emecheta's The Joys of Motherhood. In the novel, the society puts high value on what? Procreation, egalitarianism, gender equity, male ascendancy. Well, the society puts high value on male ascendancy and not just procreation in the novel. So the right answer is D. Question 13. Who is Bessie in the novel? Now, Bessie is Bigger's girlfriend who works as a domestic servant for a white family. So the right answer is C, Bigger's girlfriend. Question 14. This question is based on George Orwell's 1984. Winston writes that the hope of the country lies on the A, children, B, party, D, ministry of truth or prose. Now the right answer is A, the children. Question 15. Who discovered Mary's bone in Wright's native son? Okay, this question is based on Richard Wright's native son. Yeah, who discovered Mary's bones in that book? Well, one of the journalists who came to Mary's residence discovered Mary's bones in the fireplace. So the right answer is D. Question 16. This question is based on selected points. As the dancers move through parts strewn with glass chips, the images in Adioti's naked souls change from A, sorrow to joy, pain to grief, inaction to action, or joy to excitement. Sorrow to joy, which is the right answer. Though the joy on the surface, smiling through suffering is antithetical. The right answer is sorrow to joy, yes. Question 17. Still on selected points. In Rubadiri's An African Thunderstorm, the thunderstorm begins with A, clouds from the west, clouds from the east, rain from the west, rain from the east. The right answer is clouds from the west. That's A. Okay, question 18. This question is based on selected points. The movement in Adioti's naked souls is characterized by A, hope and agreement, disappointment and disarray, pricks and thorns, freedom and self-determination. The answer is C. Okay, so the movement is characterized by pricks and thorns, which signify a painful passage. Okay, so question 19. The dominant images in She Came in Silken Drapes are A, medical, horticultural, agricultural, or monumental. The poem gives the picture of a pregnant woman who has come to the hospital to give birth. So it's A, medical. Question 20. Okay. Question 20 still on selected poems. A huge senseless cathedral of doom in Kofi Awono's The Cathedral. What does it imply? A. Meaningless indigenous religious practices, the Catholic Church practices, meaningless foreign religious practices, or the architectural beauty of the cathedral. The answer is C. Meaningless foreign religious practices. Question 21. Question 21. In Kate on the Grasshopper and Cricket, the frost of winter evenings is said to cause A. Is it silence, luxury, violence, or loneliness? Okay, now the frost causes silence because the chirpings of night insects cannot be heard. So the right answer is A. Silence. Question 22. The tone of Umer's Ambassadors of Poverty can be described as what? The tone of the poem is sarcastic in the sense that it is meant to ridicule political leaders who neglect their duties. So I'm going to pick B. Sarcastic. Yeah, that's the answer. Question 23. Still on selected poems. The language of Cope's Sonnet 7 is generally A. Poetic, difficult, simple, or complicated. Now, the language is used in Sonnet 7 is a complex and complicated one. So the right answer is D. Question 24. The land is a giant hawk from Adiotis' ambush depicts what? Is it irony, personification, hyperbole, or metaphor? The use of is represents a direct comparison with the land and a giant hawk, which depicts a metaphor. So the right answer is D. Okay, to question 25. In Konenet's A Heritage of Liberation, the poet personally requests that the weapons of warfare be handed to their A. grandchildren, B. friends, C. families, D. relations. Heritage actually means people's inheritance. In the poem, the poet personally believes that the generation after their children would have the weapon of warfare, so it has to be grandchildren. Alright, question 26. Still on Heritage of Liberation, the personnel is concerned with the, is it A. celebration of African tradition, B. criticism of modern tradition, C. intolerance of the new generation, or D. people's struggle for survival? It is the celebration of African tradition as something beautiful that should be upheld. So it has to be celebration of African tradition, A. Question 27. Give me the ministry seat ends on a clarion call for, is it peace, rectitude, commitment, or freedom? Now, the poem the poem admonishes his friends to cherish a good name, as a good name is better than silver and gold. This is a very moral and correct way of behaving. Therefore, it is a clarion call for rectitude, B. Question 28. The mood of the persona in Nodge's Nightfall is one of A. sadness and hopeless, B. joy and gaiety, C. sadness and joy, D. joy and helplessness. Now, the mood of the persona in the poem is one of sadness and hope. Okay? Yes, hopelessness. Sadness and hopelessness. So the right answer is A. Question 29. Kalu, who cast earth to earth is consigned with the A. Seasonal flow of nature, fertilization of the earth by moisture, loss of man's property, happy beginning and sad end of life. Okay, so the poem is consigned with the happy beginning and sad end of life. So the right answer is D. Okay, question 30, still on selected points. In my terms on his blindness, the poet's attitude towards his blindness is one of A. Anger, B. Fortitude, C. Apathy, D. Sorrow. I want you to know that long suffering is what fortitude is all about. So the right answer is B. Alright, thank you for staying with me. I'm sure you enjoyed this literature class. I wish you the very best as you take your exam. Feel free to make special requests for special videos for you. Whatever you think will help you succeed in whatever exams you want to take, be it Jamb, post-UME, SSC, please feel free to make your requests. Subscribe to this channel if you've not done so. Share our videos as well. For now, I'm going to say bye.